$50,000, man, to like, people that was like, around the stage. Like one lady had dementia. He paid for her plane, gave her 20 grand. Another lady was pregnant. He gave her 25 G's. It was crazy.
And who is that you talking to? You talking about Drake?
Yeah, yeah,
Man, that was pretty nice, man. Shout out to Drake, man. That was
yeah.
nice,
Shout
bro.
out,
That
man.
was very nice.
And they say he do it at most of his concerts. So, when he did what is it, God's Plan,
Yeah,
when he walked up in the park and he, dropped that bag on somebody, yeah, that's
yeah.
real. He
That
don't,
was real. That was no publicity stunt.
no
That was
publicity,
serious.
man.
It wasn't no acting.
Yeah, you know what they say, man, too much is given, much is required. So that's how that goes. So, the fact that you giving back like that, it come a long way since Degrassi, bro. You know, and what,
Right.
we do it like that on a smaller scale. It's not like, well, if we give away $25, that's equivalent to, what you got is 10%. That's what the good book says, 10% of what you make. So if it's 10%, whether it's $25 or 25 million, as long as you giving, that's what it's about. That's the way
And
life,
the impact too, how it makes the
the
other
impact,
person
right?
feel, man. That
Exactly.
part. It might be $5, but to them, it's the world.
You don't know. And that's why, man, when I come outside when I come outside, let's say like I'm leaving like a grocery store or something like that, man, or a gas station, I see somebody that, may ask me for $2 or something, man, I don't hesitate, man. If I got it, I break them off, man. What they do with it is what they decide to do with it. You don't never know when an angel's entertaining you. You don't know what that is. You don't know what that's about. So,
Mhm.
you just maybe being tested. So, to get somebody to say, hey, can I get $2? I'm trying to get something to eat. If they
Mhm.
going, whether they get something to eat or whether they, what I'm saying, going to get them a fix. What's that $2 going to do to
And
you?
you know what? I got that mindset too. But to
Right.
me, it's like timing. Timing
Okay.
is everything.
Okay.
If you're gonna ask somebody for something, like, just don't try to make it predictable.
Right.
Try to catch them at the right time, right?
Right. Right.
Like, somebody got a lot of money, so it'd be a great time to try to sell them that thing that you've been wanting to buy, right? So
Right.
if
Exactly.
somebody got change, you coming out the store is inconvenient. Other people looking at me going my pocket. It's just not
Right.
a good look for me. It's
Right.
not the right time.
Right.
Catch me in the store or something when I'm trying to grab something.
I
People
got
gonna
you. I
ask
can
me. You
respect
know what I'm
that.
saying?
I can respect
Yeah,
that.
ain't nobody coming out their
Right.
pocket, coming out the store that, man, I'm
Right.
looking like a lick, you know?
Because I do see, some like known hustlers, the one that sit out there every single day at the, same time. No, I'm not entertaining them. Not like that. But if I just come across somebody, man, you know what I'm saying? It's the first time I ever seen them, then they like,
Mhm.
yeah, then okay, and then it's you're right, it's about timing, man. Timing is everything. So, it's like what's on your heart, if it because that's how I move anyway. Yeah,
Mhm.
all the time. It's like, okay, where my heart is at. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm tunnel vision, I'm going in, I want to get out. And then they
Mhm.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying? If I got like, but you know what, man, I'm gonna be honest. Um, I try and bless everybody, man, that I come across, man. For real.
Mhm.
Depending on, you know, the character.
Mhm.
If I rarely just when I start the day off in the morning at Starbucks, man, like, I get my hike and I pay use a 10. I'm pretty much
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave it there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I got a
Right.
yeah, man, you don't know what that do for people, man. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And I do believe, I wanted them to believe, like, it'll come back to you. I
Mhm.
yeah, I really do. I think like, okay, if you give, you shall receive. And then,
Right.
I heard this quote one time, man. It was like it said, closed hand can neither give or receive.
Right.
So I keep it open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep it open. I keep it open because I'm giving.
Despite your negative experiences,
Oh,
despite
yeah, you
being
can't do
burned
that.
in the past from being
Right,
able to have a big heart and trying
right,
to really
right, right,
provide
right,
something.
right, 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 right. Yeah, you can't do that, man. You can't hold,
And
charge
that's the
some.
thing about it too, DK. Like, you're trying to
Yes,
be able to be a good person, but you can't
right,
have half foot over here on one side of the fence and then
right,
half foot on the other side of the fence saying
right,
that. oh yeah, I'm gonna give you some, but you can't do this.
Right.
If you want to give somebody something, right? You
Yeah.
give somebody something because you want to give it to them. No attachments,
Right. Exactly. And you,
please.
one of the things, man, that I do believe that I go by, man, is you can't charge somebody else for a crime that another person committed. And
Right.
a lot of relationships fail because of that. Because they, had such and such in the past, that when, something new comes along, they hold that. You gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let it
Hmm.
go. You can't walk around with it. We talked about that before. You got to let go. You got to live and let go. That's the only way you can move on truly, is to live
And
and
we
let
were
go.
talking about that discipline word the other day in the show.
That's yeah, that
And discipline is cool, but to me personally, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's a really
fact,
good mindset to be in as well. How
facts.
many times have we been comfortable in a relationship and
Right,
we over here overlooking a whole lot of shit that,
right,
if we wasn't comfortable, we'd be on our, toes,
right,
we'd be able to understand,
right.
communication,
Yeah.
you know, it goes far.
One of the things I like to say to that, man, when you just said that, man, you want to take the highway or you want to take the off road? I'm taking the off road. I'm not taking the highway because taking the highway, it's paved, and you take that road, man, that's got them potholes. You take that road that's dark. That you're gonna remember that, right? You're gonna remember the trip, and that one's gonna
Hmm.
stick with you because there's gonna be roads that's gonna come along. There's gonna be,
Hmm.
a whole lot more challenging than that. So you can't get used to taking them easy streets. You can't get
Hmm.
used to. So when you say that about making yourself uncomfortable, putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation,
Hmm.
this is real talk, dude. This is real talk. I haven't taken I don't take hot showers. I don't take warm showers. I take cold showers every single day. And I've been
Hmm.
doing them now for about the last 5 years, man. I do not.
That's what you were telling me, man. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
DK. I'm not messing with no cold shower, bro.
Hey,
Anywhere in the world, dog.
but think
Man,
about
hey,
what,
bro, you talk about erectile dysfunction.
no.
You talk about mental illness. Like, you talk
Why you
about
say
high
that?
blood pressure,
No,
bro.
no,
It's
no.
like immediately I think of like shock, right? Like I'd be seeing people getting like these athletes, right, get into the bath with the ice and
Yeah.
shit.
But you know why they
Man,
do
I
that though?
tried the cold water and I don't know. What about, all right, DK? Look, let me tell you something. It
Yeah.
just was wintertime.
Okay.
Like the hot water heater, right? I moved into this brand new crib,
Right.
bachelor pad. The
Right.
hot water heater wasn't working. Brand new floors. It was nice.
Okay.
Hot water wasn't working. It was very cold out here, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was one of the hardest things to do. And also, it's just like, man, I don't know, man. It's just like, does your body go into shock in extremely cold weather? And then
But
when you get out,
check this out, bro. Here's the deal, man. Let's peel that back. Let's go back to a previous show that we did, and we talked about that. That car being submerged in that 38-degree water. That wouldn't be a culture shock to you if that's what you're used to every day.
sure.
See what I'm saying? That would it wouldn't be. So even like I know y'all went through that crisis, like what about 2 years ago when the y'all had that bad ice storm, or what happened? The power grid fell or something like that when it was real cold, and
Yeah,
you know
remember that.
yeah. But so it's like what you just said earlier, you prepare yourself mentally for them conditions. So when they do hit, it's nothing to you. So I'm bringing this up, man. I'm not a hero, man, but Bin Laden, man, he didn't drink cold water because he thought that cold water was a luxury. So he drunk it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get used to that. And the more step away from those things that you consider luxury items, when they do come, they really are luxury items. So it doesn't take much to have
Yeah, I'm not gonna
luxury.
lie, DK. Luxury items, and I'm trying to, do things like that. I don't mind stepping outside my comfort zone. I live outside my comfort zone, but
Exactly. Okay.
you know, um, just the cold water, bro. The hot water basically is therapy for me. It's like I'm excited to get up in there.
What?
I got the music playing. I'm
Okay.
moonwalking from one end of the
Right.
tub to the other end.
Right. Well,
It's an experience.
it is.
Maybe I'm just stuck on that too as well.
No, well, from a medical standpoint, they do recommend that you do alternate, but like when you see the athletes do it immediately after a game, it's because the sooner that you can get the body, I'm talking about like the muscle tissues and the injuries, it responds quicker to cold than it does heat. And so the healing starts faster. The swelling goes down quicker when cold is applied. And that's why they sit in the ice tub immediately. So, and also like what I've read and the studies that I've done on why you take cold showers is also it helps reset homeostasis within the body. When I say it helps reset, I'm talking about like the way that your body actually, you know, uh, reset from a standpoint from a healing situation. So it's, it just does, man. It's like anytime that you can do something, man, to shock the system, man, it's always good in my belief. You got to shock the system. No matter what situation it is, you got to shock the system. You can't not get to a point in life where you have, even working out, if you work out the same way every single day, your body will become used to it and it would not respond. You have to do something to shock it so your body don't get used to it. Because once your body get used to it, it will not, it won't grow.
It becomes immune. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's the reason why I do it. And I do, I'm just one of those things, man, that it just like, as I prepare myself in my mind, as I go through my daily ritual, it's like, okay, so I already done took a cold shower today. So when I get to work, what the hell are they going to do to me? What kind of uncomfortable situation are they going to put me in? Or when whatever I encounter, if I'm sitting in traffic, whatever, somebody flick me off, somebody blowing behind me, and that's not going to, put me in a kind of way where I'm going to get road rage because I'm already done, I started my day off being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So
right. You raised the bar already.
Right. So the shit that you're going to do to me is not going to affect me for real. And I mean, and
I've already made myself uncomfortable.
I'm already,
so you can't make me uncomfortable.
No, you can't. You can't. And that's my, way. But I had to get there. You just can't wake up tomorrow morning and just say you're going to start taking cold showers. It don't work like that.
I mean, you can, but to do it consistently for 45 days, come on, man, be realistic.
What you mean? You talking about like?
I mean, it's one thing to start it, but to consistently do it for like 45 days, that's like, man,
well,
come
yeah.
on. I mean, anybody can like try to dab in there, but you gotta be consistent with that, man.
Oh yeah, but I've been doing it, man.
You ain't waking up and doing that out the blue.
Yeah, but you're right. But I read something, a long time ago, man, that it was good for basically a man's reproductive health. The colder the shower, the better you are. Yeah. It raises your sperm count, especially when you start talking about, family planning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's some research behind that. So, that's when I started. But then as I went through, my evolution, as I got older from actually lifting and being in the gym 24/7 and being sore and, ways of dealing with inflammation, I found out that, like you say, that ice tub, man, all of us don't have that ability to, to have an ice tub like, the Miami Heat or the, Los Angeles Lakers, but you do have that thing in your bathroom called a shower that you can turn that bad boy down to cold and get up on it and let it do this. It's the same effect, bro. It's the same effect. You should, and I challenge anybody to try it sometime. Try running cold water on the injury and see how quick it heals. It heals a lot quicker than it would if you put a heat pad. I never put a heat pad. Never. Don't. Yeah. I don't use heat. So, you can research that. That's Googleable for anybody out there that thinks, I might be just out here blowing smoke. But I mean, but it's been tried and tested. You've seen everybody, do it from after wrestlers, pro Professional baseball players, football players, everybody do it. But that whole thing, you know who David Coggins is?
No, I don't know who David Cockens is.
Okay, he was this Navy SEAL who basically he did a he was like overweight and he turned his life around and then he just started his thing, man, is to put yourself in the most uncomfortable situation. And he was one of the
Okay.
people, man, that I, social media influencers that I follow and I listen to him every day, and it's like, okay, it's just like if I'm going in the summertime, I want to pick the hottest day to go out and get it. If I'm, getting it outside in the wintertime, I want to pick the coldest day because you're used to it. So no matter what the situation is, when you get dropped off at in life, you're ready. And that's the mindset on what I talk about by staying ready, keep from getting ready. Because
Right.
pain, man, really, every day you're gonna go through pain, whether it's mental, physical, you know what I'm saying? Whether you want to be
Emotional, spiritual,
emotional,
financial.
you're gonna go through it. So you got to come up with ways, man, to where, okay, how do I deal with pain? And the best way to deal with pain, man, is go ahead and accept it and quit trying to run from it. Because the quicker you accept it and the quicker trying to run from it, the quicker
Yeah.
the quicker you can get through it. But if you're trying to run from it, if you're sitting there trying to you got to manage it.
Real
That's what
talk.
you got. Yeah, you got to manage it. You got to manage the pain because you can't let it take over you. So, when they in the army, we say, it's mind over matter. Other people may say that too, but we really believe that is mind over matter. And,
Mhm.
because there is a point that you can actually, you know, um, get outside your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up here, and so
Yeah.
yeah, if you can control up here, you understand what I'm saying? You actually, and this is just my opinion, the two different parts. The body is different from the mind.
Right.
Yeah, both the body is different from the mind. Both of them will respond different. But the key is to get both of them with the same sheet of music. And the
Right.
key also is to make one sometimes work against the other.
Yeah.
Even though your knee may be swollen, your foot may be swollen, you still gotta go. In your mind, you got to block it out. And then
Yeah,
when
DK, and
yeah,
yeah, the mind and the body is cool, but we gotta talk about genetics because working out, so I've been trying to be consistent with that. So about a good 4 days, I've
okay,
been doing my push-ups, been doing my little, curling with my little dumbbell, and and I'm looking and in my history, right, my little cousins, playing basketball, growing up with them. And now we grown, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm kind of different from my little cousins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we black, we got, similar genetics and shit, but these dudes are like cut and shit. And so I really thought about it. I was like, bro, I never really worked out. So it's just like, I mean, is it possible to build your strength a good, I'll say like 40%, stronger than what you are?
here's the deal.
Or do
Here's
you
the
have to
answer.
be naturally equipped?
No, no. All you got to do is if you can see it, you can do it. But in your mind, first you got to see it in your mind. If you can see it, you can do it. You can become it. And so that's one of the things, man. When I compete, it's like, okay, it's called mind muscle connect. And what you got to do, you got to connect your mind to your muscle. You understand what I'm saying? When I say connect your mind to your muscle, when you do that, that means actually, this may sound crazy, but you actually have to talk to your body, man, to make it perform the way you want it to perform. And
Wow.
you can make it get there, but you got to, when you are doing, knowing what you want to be and what you want to become, you got to see it up here before it actually appears. But if you
Right.
can't see it up here, then it's not going to happen. So it's got to
Right.
start up here. So genetics are great, man, but you can always overcome genetics, man, with working
Proper
hard.
work.
Working hard, yeah, you can overcome that. I mean, even if you're not a genetic freak, you can still, you know, be whatever you want to be, regardless. I mean, I was listening to Muggsy Bogues, and he said he was hoping. You know who Muggsy Bogues is? He's the shortest player that ever played in the NBA. And he said,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he said that he wanted to see in his lifetime somebody break his record because he was
Mm,
playing amongst giants. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it didn't have nothing to do with his size. He did everything, even dunk. So, but that being said, it's like, okay, people think, like genetics. Yeah, genetics are great. But if you don't have heart, if you can't see it, then you can't be it. And that's real talk, man. And that's why a lot of people, that's gifted and talented, a coach will tell you any day, I can work, you got talent, but you got to have heart and you got to have vision. You got to be able to see it in order to believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, DK, you ever remember that NBA player Greg
yeah,
Oden?
Greg
You
Oden,
remember? You
yeah,
remember him?
yeah. Right. The
Yeah,
one that he
and
had
I
the
believe he was like a
75-year-old
first
body.
round pick.
He played for Ohio State, Ohio.
Okay,
Right.
and
And
yeah, and
he had the thing with his body that he was like, actually, like when they did a skeletal diagnosis of him, he said his body at that time was like 75 years old. He was like a Benjamin Button type. That's why he was injury prone.
really,
Yeah, that's why he never made it, man. That's why he, fizzled out. Is that he just couldn't get over the injuries because he had a genetic predisposition illness that his body was just could not um, stay. And people have that. That's one of the things that. But at the same time, that's like kind of like what we talked about earlier when we was on the phone and we were speaking about people going to the gas stations, popping them pills, the penis pills and shit like
mm,
that. Yeah, man, look, it's a lot of 98% of it is mental, man. So,
right,
when even though he had what he had, what you have to do is you got to work with what God gave you, man. And, and that's the thing. Um, he would have had to make, like right now in the NBA, where they do that thing, what they call, what is it, where they let the players rest. And what's that thing called? Where they don't play them for, this is a new thing where they sit them. That would have been a program that he could have worked, where he didn't play 75 games a year. And
right.
he could have, he probably could have had a good career. But that was
Mm.
before that. But again, that was somebody that, who needed
Oh,
that.
is that called load management?
Yeah, yeah, load management, load
Yeah,
management. And at 54 years old, I have to do load management every day, dog. I'm not a
yeah,
spring chicken anymore. So, but that
yeah.
still doesn't mean that I can't go to the gym and get up under, you know what I'm saying, 375 or 315. That means that I cannot do it at the rate, and I got to do it. My recovery I have to have a different type recovery than somebody that's, still in their 20s because the body, it just doesn't heal as fast. And so with
And
that being,
also, as far as a man, at what age, DK, would you say? I mean, honestly, do you feel like a man can feel his age getting older? What
okay,
age do
I'm
you feel
I'm
like
gonna ask you this right here. Here you go. Here's a friend. Here you go. What age did Jerry Jones cut Emmett Smith,
28?
bro? I'm just, that's when it starts, man. Put it like this. Normally, the average age that they tell you that you got to get your physical is an over 40 physical. So at 40, I know for me, when when you 30 is, how old is LeBron, man?
LeBron is 38, I
And
believe,
and every day, what do they say? He should have been gone in the NBA
every single day.
every single day. It's the same way with Kobe. It's the same. And then if you think about it, those are the ones who have lasted the longest. The Jerry
Right.
Rices, the ones who did 20, the Ray Lewis, the ones who, but the average, and that's just the average athlete, has about a 10-year lifespan. And so when you
Yeah.
when you ask that question, what age for, if you are physically active and you don't live a sedentary lifestyle, and and just, we ain't even talking about if you're taking care of yourself. Now, if you ain't taking care of yourself, if you going out doing a pack of Newports every day, if you drinking every single day, if you gotta,
Every day,
yeah,
every
you got,
day.
right, you got to go out every, like, in my place of work, you authorize 10 minutes on the hour to smoke every day. If you live in that kind of lifestyle, you can just go
Yeah.
and cancel it for real. When you start talking about when your body gonna start breaking down, it ain't even 30. I know, I'm just gonna be honest, straight up facts. I know when I'm in the gym now, man, I see cats, man, in their 20s weak as hell. I know
Mm,
when, I know the gym that I go to, if I had to say who had the most strength, whether it was the women or the men, I would say, and who was the most physically fit, I would say it's the women.
wow.
Yeah. And I'm not saying across the board, but based on what you indulge in your life, which
Right.
your diet, your sleep pattern. If you really want to be, someone with longevity, if you really, you got to take care of your body. And
Gotcha.
because it will fail you based on what you do to it. And that's a good caveat to what we talked about earlier. Is like, in our communities and in our neighborhoods, we start out at a disadvantage based on what they put around us. We don't have the best grocery stores, we don't have the best restaurants. You got to choose. You'll never see Popeyes, but you won't see what's the other place that's closed on Sundays?
Church's chicken. Oh,
No,
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. You won't see them within, a mile apart. It just won't happen.
Right.
You here they got what they call Wegmans, man. Wegman is a Whole Food. You won't see them within, you know, in the same proximity that you would a Food Lion or I'm just calling off the ones right here. You've been on the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 You ever heard of Wegmans?
No,
Okay.
what
But
what is that gas station in Jersey that they have? You pull up and I think
Wawa,
all of the gas Wawa, bro, Wawa, man. Shout
right.
out to Wawa.
Yeah. Okay, see there, there you go right there. Let's go and peel that back. Anything that you get at a gas station, that's the last thing you should ever want, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. They got this hoagie sandwich. They
No,
got like
no,
macaroni and cheese with
the,
beef on there.
the only thing, man, you should be getting at a gas station is gas, man.
You got to think about it. You know, a lot of our lifestyles, we like blue collar workers, right? Construction workers, single
Right.
parents, we don't have time to cook, running on the budget, timing. So the gas station honestly becomes a part of the culture, the American culture.
It
Like
is.
we are so brainwashed to think that this is a quick way to get something to eat. It's cheap.
Right.
You damn
It's,
right it's cheap, by
you're
the way.
damn right, Chief.
It's
But
very fucking cheap.
right. And that's the reason why, you check up out of here a whole lot earlier. That's the reason why. Yeah. That's the reason why, all of the illnesses are the way they are. That's the reason why the pandemic was able to hit us the way it hit us, because when it hit, we were so not ready from a health standpoint that we was weakened from the onset. As soon as it hit, something like that right there. That's why so many people died. Because and the ones who, the first thing they said, if you had pre-existing conditions, well, who in America, man, doesn't have pre-existing conditions that live in the Mississippis, the Georgias, the South Carolinas? It ain't even like that. You start talking about truck drivers, man, somebody who sit behind a wheel close to 20 hours a day.
DK, I seen one guy get out, man.
Yeah,
The knees was like, they about to give out, DK.
right. You ever heard of Dunlap disease?
No.
That's when your stomach done lapped over your belt.
Oh,
Yeah, right. That's,
bro.
that's what it's
You know
called.
what I heard too, DK?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I heard
Right.
that's like waste,
What you mean?
like in your stomach.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, poor digestion. Yeah, I mean, just think about it. One of the hardest things the body has to do, man, is digest, man. That's why it's called rest and digest. If you eat late, the reason why you sleep horrible when you eat late because your body is working so hard. That's one of the hardest thing the body has to do is digest food. It's the hardest on it's hard. So at the rate in which we eat for luxury, I don't eat for luxury because I've been there. So when I got sick and my thyroid took me down that road and I got up to 400 pounds, I don't eat for luxury now, man. I eat for fuel. So I don't give a damn how it
Mm,
tastes. I look at it like it's fuel,
mm,
and I try to do my damnness to go as far as I can and as
mm.
long as I can without having to eat. Because they got this thing to where they've already introduced to us that, you're supposed to have 3 meals a day, all you can eat buffet,
Yeah, when
all
I was doing that, DK, I blew up. I blew up really
yeah,
good, bro. And
exactly.
I was kind of surprised, but man,
Right,
I never
exactly.
ate 3 times a day. But when I started to eat three
Come on,
times a
man.
day,
They
I gained a
supersize.
lot of weight.
Yeah, they supersizing everything. Man, what you need with a 32-ounce damn Coke? Do you know how much sugar that is? A, co-
Man, DK,
eh,
the amount of sugar that's in the candy and the cold drinks now,
man,
you
hold
know,
on,
we call it cold drinks, you know.
let me share something with you right quick, like man. Hold on, I'm gonna share something. I'm gonna show
Okay.
you what they do to you, man. As far as I don't know if you ever seen this before. You still there? I didn't cut you off
Yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, no, not at all. I
Okay.
was eating one
All
of
right.
those damn Debbie cakes. You know, I'm addicted to those Debbie cakes.